Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I am back with another episode of the Stash Bash, which is a fun video hop that a bunch of crafters and I get together to do once a month when I can. And this month, the product that we're supposed to bash our stash of is die cuts or ephemera. And I have a bunch of crate paper die cuts left from the main squeeze collection. I really liked these die cuts a lot. I just never ended up using them. So I'm going to get this layout done in about 10 minutes. And I'm going to forewarn you, I'm not going to have a title on my layout and I'm not going to have journaling. But what I am going to have is a bunch of phone photos that I printed out in a small contact size. And these are a bunch of selfies. And I think that selfies kind of get a bad rap in these days because a lot of people say that, people are just taking pictures of themselves and, that's not a great thing to do. But for me, I grew up and my mom was always taking pictures, but she was never in the picture. And so I have all these pictures of my childhood, but my mom is nowhere to be found. And so we always joke about, did you have a mother? And that kind of thing. So when my kids grow up, I want them to have photos of themselves, obviously, but I also want them to have some photos of me with them. So these photos are all selfies that we took. And you can see there's one actually that I took with the dogs too. So we do selfies with the dogs as well. I am going to use a piece of pattern paper that I found that I had left over and a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to cut about 3/4 of an inch of the white cardstock on either side. So I'm just going to use that pattern paper as a mat behind my white cardstock. The rest of the layout is going to be the die cuts and the small photos. And this is a great way to use up your pack of die cuts or ephemera, and also B, if you don't have a lot of coordinating pattern paper on hand, or if your photos have lots of different colors in them and you just want to have little pops of colors and graphics, this is a really easy way to do that. Of course, another easy way to deal with a bunch of photos and also embellishments or die cuts is to create a grid layout. If you've seen any of my other layout videos, that this is one of my favorite ways to create layouts. I find it really easy to keep the design from getting out of hand and getting too busy. So basically, when I'm doing layouts like that, I have my piles that I'm going to be using, my piles of photos and my piles of die cuts, and I'm just starting to make rows. And I don't want tons of photos all together in a row, and I don't want tons of die cuts in a row. I want to break it up a little bit. So the grid is not a real strict adherence to, 4 by 4 by 4 by 4. It is, you can play with the grid and kind of bust out of the grid a little bit, and that makes it even more playful and fun. So you can see there, I used a tag up in that right-hand corner, and instead of having the tag hang from the top like you would traditionally do, I just have the tag on its side. So I am just moving these around until I get almost all of my photos on there. And now I really want to get some more of these die cuts down because I don't want to keep them hanging around. I like them so much. They're so cute. And it's the same thing with the photos. So think about layering them a little bit maybe. So I have the Just Love die cut on that upper right hand corner there. And then here I have some hearts that I'm layering the photos over. And I also am going to layer die cuts over die cuts, like that little butterfly, which is actually from Jelly Bean Soup, layered over a photo and then layered over one of the little heart die cuts. So I think I like this layout, and I didn't use any of my other pattern papers. And so now it's time to start gluing things down. In order to do that, I want some dimensional, and I'm going to use ThermWeb 3D Zots for that, and some flat, and I'm going to use the ThermWeb Memory Runner XL for that. So I think I counted, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I used like 12 die cuts. I only had about 4 left over. I only had one tiny photo left over. And the reason that I didn't use that little photo is because it was a slightly smaller size. It was a photo from an Insta story. So if you want to use your Insta story photos, just remember it's going to be smaller than your traditional phone photo sizes. And so you might want to do a layout of all Insta story photos instead of trying to mix and match it into a layout of phone photos. Next, I am going to just start gluing things down. I'm just going row by row here. And for the butterflies, I'm going to put some of the Therm mixed memory runner adhesive right in the middle of the butterfly and just fold up the wings. For the others that I'm popping up, I am going to use those 3D Zots. And I'm mixing and matching what gets adhered flat and what gets adhered dimensional as far as the die cuts are concerned. All of the photos I'm having laid down flat. I have done layouts where I popped up the photos, and that's a really cute look as well. For this one, I just decided that since we were focusing on the die cuts, I was going to pop those up. And the really nice thing about die cuts is that they don't have sticky on the back already, so you can create a dimensional look with them. So I know I sped this video up, but I'm telling you, even in real time, this video only took me about 10 minutes to create. And I love it because all of these little phone photos are just sitting on my phone. I'm not using them. So now they're on a layout. So if you're interested in any of the supplies I use, they'll all be linked down below. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel here and check out my blog for more information. I'll also have some previous Stash Bash videos here, as well as some other videos you might be interested in. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.